Hello, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to our first game back after the Christmas break. Your Fredericton Canadians getting ready to take on the Raiders. Raiders in green and beige today. Canadians wearing their blue unis. Action will be starting here shortly. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Canadians have a very busy schedule this weekend right off the hop. So playing the Raiders today, heading to Heartland tomorrow to play the Bulls. I believe starting goaltender for today's game will be Cam McFarland, but we'll confirm in a few minutes. And it looks like the Canadians are ready to go here. And yes, Cam McFarland, starting goaltender for today's contest. And looks like the starting lineup for the Canadians is going to be McLean, Kirkpatrick, Gilbert, and on the blue line we will see Scott and Miller. Getting ready for puck drop here. Looks like everybody's ready to go. And off the draw, Raiders are gonna take it, make it way through the neutral zone. They lose an edge. That gets picked up by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick leading pass up to Gilbert. Gilbert tries to push it down low. It's going to be picked up in behind the net. McLean gets a stick on it, and that is Scott who punches in, drives it towards the net. The Raiders clear it out and start the breakout into the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick on the back check. They're just going to bail it down. No icing on the call. Down below, that's going to be poked away by Miller, but the Raiders pick it back up. That's picked away again, and now Kirkpatrick along the wall. Kirkpatrick go the quick to McLean. McLean through the neutral zone. McLean, and that is going to be an offside call as Gilbert's just a step ahead of the play. Coming out for the Canadians is Markowski, McShane, Stella, yes. And on D, we have Paisley and Shepherd. Chase Stella not playing today, unfortunately, has a little bit of a knee bothering him, so we are down to 5D today. That's picked up by McShane and driven deep. Markowski in behind, tries to get a stick on it that comes all the way back to Shepherd. Shepherd keeps it in. Raiders get a stick on it once again and flip it down the ice. That should be icing, and it's waved off for some reason, and that's going to be picked up and played up the wall to Markowski. Markowski now goes for the stretch pass to Stella. Stella drop pass back to McShane. McShane fires, saved by the goalie. Back out front, Markowski tries to get a stick on. Markowski plays it down to McShane. Stella gets it. That's another save by the Raiders. Picked up by McShane once again. He goes back to Paisley. Paisley back to McShane. McShane looking for room, has it. Drives towards the net, back up, and shot. And that's a goal! Beckett McShane opens up the scoring, puts one on the boards for the Canadian as he goes top corner. Nothing but net for McShane early. Face-off coming up. And we will see Gargano, Dara, McDougall, and Hoyt and Scott on D. Off the draw, it's going to come back to Hoyt. He's going to take a step and fire it deep into the Raiders zone. Down low, picked up by McDougall. McDougall to Dara. And McDougall pushed it forward again. The Raiders come away with it. And that's going to be kept in. Pop back to Gargano. Gargano trying to find Dara out front. Raiders pick it off. That's going to get dropped down. McFarland comes out, tries to stop it. It's going to be picked up down low by the Raiders. Taken away. Raiders still have possession. No, they go in behind. Hoyt in along the boards, pushes that forward, trying to get it over. Hoyt and Gargano working down low. And McFarland with the save, but it's still loose out front. That's going to be picked off. Played up by Dara. That's going to be a penalty to the Raiders. And right now, and no time for the extra man. And I gotta fix my clock before we go to the power play here. There we go, save that. So Canadians heading to a power play. Face-off coming up in the Raiders zone with Kirkpatrick, McLean, Gilbert, Paisley, and Miller. Just waiting for the penalty to get up on the clock here, folks. All right, looks like we're ready. Off the draw, Kirkpatrick plays it back to Paisley. Paisley's gonna fire. Oh, nice shot! Carter Paisley with a beauty from the blue line as Kirkpatrick feeds it back to him off the face-off. Canadians up 2-0. 12 and a half to go in the first. Off the draw, that's going to get pushed into the Raiders zone. Gilbert chasing it down now. Gilbert down low. Raiders have possession. They get it up to the half wall. Going for the cross-ice pass into the neutral zone, but that's picked off. Played back up, and that's picked up by McLean. McLean now. McLean down low. Picked up by Gilbert in behind the net. Raiders get it back. And now McLean, that's a glove save by the Raiders. Goalie face-off coming up in the Raiders zone as the Tendy holds on to that one with a glove save. Coming out for the Canadians, we have McShane, Stella, Markowski, Hoyt, and Shepard. Off the draw, that's going to come back to Shepard. Shepard plays it to Markowski. Markowski back to Shepard. Shepard fires. Glove save, I think either the net's off or he didn't realize he didn't have it. So face-off coming up once again in the Raiders zone. Off the draw. Markowski digging for it, comes back to McShane. McShane plays it down low to Stella. Stella quickly back, comes to Hoyt. Hoyt fires, and that's a save. Rebound is a goal, though. Keegan Stella with the rebound. Looks like these 5 will stay. Oh, it's a timeout. So Raiders are going to take a timeout here, folks. Just hang tight. All right, so timeout over. Canadians will stick with these 5. And off the draw, that's Stella. Comes back to McShane, picked up by Markowski. Markowski now has that poked away. Stella picks it back up. Goes down into the corner. McShane pressuring and Markowski. Raiders play it D to D in behind the net. Trying to get it up to the half wall. They decide to go back D to D. There they get it up into the neutral zone. And that's stolen away by Shepard. And now Markowski trying to get there. No, it's going to be Stella. It comes back to Hoyt. Hoyt driving forward from the neutral zone. That comes back. Stella's going to pick that up in the Canadian zone. He's going to go D to D to Shepherd, cross ice pass, finds Markowski. Markowski leaves it for Stella. Stella battling down low. Markowski pokes it away again. McShane gets a stick on it, keeps it in. McShane still has it, poked away again. Raiders have it, and they go cross ice. That's going to be picked up by Miller. Miller under pressure goes D to Scott. Scott looking to find that's going to be picked up by Gargano. Gargano plays it up to Dara. Dara trying to get the shot off. Gargano along the boards, plays it back to Miller. Miller plays it back to Gargano. Raiders pick that off. It's going to get played the whole way down the ice. Should be icing, and it is. So we'll head down into the Raiders zone with just over 10 minutes to play here in the first period. Gargano, Dara, McDougall, Paisley, and Shepherd. The draw that's going to go from Gargano to Paisley. Dara. Paisley goes back to Dara. Dara has it. Trying to get it over to Gargano. It's intercepted in the slot. Raiders pick it up and make their way into the neutral zone. That pass is going to go wide. Shepherd's going to pick it up, play it over to Paisley. Paisley plays it back to Shepherd. Shepherd goes up to the half wall looking for McDougall. McDougall quickly to Gargano. Gargano plays that pass, and now he's going to go chase as Canadians go for a partial change. Off the bench, Kirkpatrick steals that away, but the Raiders get it back. And that's poked away again, and now Kirkpatrick, as the Raiders are on a partial change, drives towards the net. That shot's wide of the net. It's going to come around. Gilbert picks it up off the... Oh! That was a shot to the head. Picked up by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it over. McLean picks it up. McLean plays it down low. Kirkpatrick battling along the corner, plays it back. Shot in behind the net. It's going to be picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert gets a stick on it. Raiders get it back. Play it off the half wall, and that's going to make it. It's going to be picked up by Paisley. Paisley quickly to Hoyt. Goes through the neutral zone all the way into the Raiders zone, picked up by their D. Kirkpatrick gets a stick on that, plays it to Hoyt. Hoyt pushes it forward. Raiders get it once again into the neutral zone. Scott now, and that's Gilbert on the back check. Scott's going to pick it up down low. Plays it softly to Gilbert. Raiders pick it up, though, and play it back down deep. That comes around to Hoyt. Hoyt trying to find Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick clears it. And that's offside. Oh, man. And that's Markowski. Markowski has that taken away along the boards. And now the Raiders making their way into the Canadian zone. That shot's wide. Picked up by the Raiders on the half wall. Miller battling his man, pokes it away, but the other Raiders player picks it up. That's poked away once again. Miller to McLean. And that's going to be kept in by Chasson. Play comes back the other way. Stella picks it up. Stella looking for options. Plays it over. And that gets played into the middle and out. Raiders have to tag up. Down low, Stella picks it up. Plays it over to Paisley. Paisley finds McShane in the neutral zone. We've got a 3-on-1. McShane, Markowski. McShane fires, saved by the goalie. Picked up on the half wall, kept in by Stella. Markowski has it. Markowski under pressure, gives way to McShane. McShane goes back to Paisley at the blue line. Paisley fires wide of the net. Picked up down low. Markowski back to Hoyt. Hoyt fires, saved by the goalie. Rebound picked up by the Raiders, coming back the other way. Markowski tries to steal it away. Hoyt. Raiders pick it up. Paisley now, shot. That's high and wide of the net. Rebound picked up. Played forward to McShane. McShane has Stella and Markowski. McShane plays it back to Markowski. Markowski has a few Raiders on him. They play it back the other way. I thought it was going to be an odd man rush, but the Raiders go for a change. Picked up by Hoyt. Plays it around to Stella. Stella to McShane. Raiders put it deep. Shepard, first man to the puck, plays it forward, looking for McDougall. That's picked up in the slot by the Raiders. Nice play by Hoyt. Beauty play to take away that shot opportunity. That comes to the side of the net, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty to the Canadians, as Stella will head to the penalty box. The Raiders will head to the power play. Out for the penalty kill, we will see Miller, Scott, Gargano, and McDougall. Off the draw, the Raiders gets caught up in the ref's feet there. Lucky break for the Canadians there, as the Raiders unable to get set up, but they do get it back. Shot saved by McFarland, and good job by Isaac Miller. He's going to fire it down the ice. And now McDougall's in a foot race, getting hooked. McDougall in behind, trying. Nice play by Easton McDougall. He picks that up, plays it down low. Raiders get it back. Gargano pressuring now, and that's picked up. Raiders still have it. They play it back. And that's a goal for the Raiders. So power play goal for the Raiders there. 5:02 to go here in the first. Coming out for the Canadians will be Kirkpatrick, McLean, Gilbert, and on D, Paisley and Shepard. And off the draw, it's going to be McLean who pushes it forward. Raiders D, they go cross ice. That's intercepted by Shepard, and Shepard puts it deep. They play it back into the neutral zone. That's going to come back to Paisley, and Paisley's under pressure. He's going to rim it around the boards, looking for Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick can't handle it on the boards, but it's no icing as Hughes touches it on the way by. Gilbert down low, and Kirkpatrick. They go for a cross ice pass. Raiders into the neutral zone. Shepard now. Shepard taken down. Comes around the other way. And Paisley now pushes that around. Kirkpatrick along the boards. Kirkpatrick and McLean. And McLean comes away with it, plays it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it over to Gilbert. Kirkpatrick making sure he stays on side. Gilbert pushes it deep. Gilbert pressuring down low. Now Kirkpatrick. They get it up. McShane has come on. McShane plays it down low. They play it back around. Raiders looking to get it out. And Markowski off the bench. That's going to come back. And Raiders play it down. It goes off a foot. Picked up by Scott. Scott tries to get it to Hoyt. He does. Hoyt plays it out. Raiders pick it back up. And that goes to Scott. Scott plays it back. Hoyt's going to pick it up down low. Hoyt plays it off the wall to Stella. Stella trying to poke it ahead. Gets stuck in the feet along the boards. It does get out to the neutral zone. And McShane picks it up. McShane has Stella and Markowski. Plays it over to Stella. Goes off his foot. And that is going to make it in. Going to be picked up by Miller. Miller down low. Miller plays it back looking for Stella. Stella has it. Chips it forward. Kept in. And saved by McFarland. Markowski now pressuring. Kept in. Out front. Good job by Paisley there. He plays it out. Markowski trying to get a shot, or trying to take that away. And that gets caught up in the ref once again. Hughes trying to get the shot off. Goes back down low. Miller pressuring. And he takes that away. Miller plays it off the boards to Markowski. Markowski tries to get it to Stella. Got it 2-on-1 here. Stella and McShane. Stella, and that's just wide of the net. And kept in by Hoyt. He plays it back down low. Stella's going to pick it up. Stella has it, plays it back. And that's Miller who tries to play it back to Stella. Raiders intercept. Play it out, make their way into the neutral zone. Shepard's going to play that. They're going to dump it. And that's going to be picked up by Hoyt. Hoyt doubles back the other way. Plays it over, finds McDougall. The Raiders pick it up. Hoyt gets it back. And bouncing puck over to Dara. Dara trying to get it out. It gets into the neutral zone. Raiders play it back. Dara trying to get there. Bouncing puck. Still has it, plays it back to Shepard. Shepard to McDougall. McDougall has that taken away back to Shepard, and Hoyt's there to pick it up. Hoyt rims it around, looking for Dara. Gets into the neutral zone. Call will be icing. So we will head back down into the Canadian zone. Just over a minute to play here in the first period. 3-1 for the Canadians over the Raiders. Out for the Canadians, McLean, Kirkpatrick, Gilbert, Scott, and Miller. Off the draw, Kirkpatrick tries to come in. It comes back. They get a stick on it. Bounced out front. Picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert chips it forward, gets it to McLean. It gets out. All the way back in by the Raiders. Picked up by Scott. Raiders for a partial change. Kirkpatrick's got a wide open. Plays it up to Kirkpatrick. Oh, just wide. Going to be picked up by the Raiders in the neutral zone, but then McLean plays it back. Raiders are offside. They get a tag up. And they're going to push it deep. And Miller picks it up. Miller. Looking for the cross-ice pass to Gilbert. He does get a stick on it, but bouncing puck goes too far. Picked up by the Raiders. Picked back up by McLean. McLean and Gilbert. And the Raiders steal it away. They play it down deep. Picked up by Miller. Miller. He's going to flip it over to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it over to McLean. McLean plays it to Gilbert. Gilbert pokes it forward. And goalie's going to sit on it. So with 3 seconds to play, we'll have a face-off in the Raiders zone with McShane, Markowski, and Stella coming out. And that is the end of the first. Canadians taking a 2-goal lead into the second period. Hang tight. All right, so starting us off for the second period, it will be Markowski, Stella, McShane, and on D, Paisley and Shepard. All right. Off the draw, the Raiders get possession. They play it back to their D. Markowski trying to get a stick on it. It's played into they go for the cross-ice pass. That's intercepted by Stella as he read that. And looks like it's going to be an icing call So we'll head down into the Canadian zone. Same 5 out for the Canadians. Off the draw, Raiders get it. They play it back to their D. That's blocked by Stella, but it goes into the Raiders bench there. So we'll have another face-off coming up in the Raiders zone, or sorry, in the Canadian zone. Off the draw, Raiders get it once again. Block shot. Oh, comes back in the slot. They try a rebound. Good save by McFarland. And that's going to be chipped. Nope, kept in. But that is blocked. Goes back to the Raiders D. Outside the blue line, though. They go for D-to-D pass and then play it deep. McFarland leaves that. Oh, goes into the feed as Paisley tries to get it out. Down low, and that comes back out. Raiders have it into the slot again. That's intercepted by Markowski, and that's going to be a tripping penalty to the Raiders. As Stella, no, that was Shep who went down. So power play coming up for the Canadians. Out for the power play, McFarland in out. He's in net. Gargano, Dara, Scott, and Hoyt. Off the draw, that's going to come back to Hoyt. Hoyt plays it back, looking for McDougall. McDougall goes to Dara. Dara has it poked away, but keeps possession. It's up against the boards. And McDougall gets it out. Hoyt goes over to Scott. Scott, he's going to fire towards the net. Save, rebound, comes back out. Scott now under pressure, plays it over Hoyt. Hoyt plays it to Gargano. Gargano looking for the flip forward to Dara. That comes just outside. And Dara's going to take it back in. Dara still has it. Dara working hard here. To McDougall, shot, save, puck still live, it's going to come back to Hoyt, he's going to fire it, save, comes back to Hoyt again, fire again, save, and he's going to hang on to that one. Pushing and shoving after the so it'll be another penalty to the Raiders. If people don't like the live stream, they shouldn't sit near me. Just an FYI. So out for the Canadians with a 5-on-3 opportunity here is Gilbert, McLean, Kirkpatrick, Paisley, and Miller. Off the draw, Gilbert gets it to Kirkpatrick. It comes back to the Raiders. Oh, nice play by Paisley, but it does come outside. So the Canadians have to regroup. They go over to Paisley. Paisley up to Gilbert. Gilbert over to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick looking for options. Goes back to Miller. Over to Paisley. Paisley back to Miller. Back to Paisley, down to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it back to Miller. Paisley, Kirkpatrick, back to Miller. Oh no, Ike lost a shoe there. Paisley pays it back up, finds Gilbert. Gilbert now plays it over. Miller trying to get there. Raiders pick it up first. 13 seconds left in the 5-on-3. And that's pretty much going to take care of it. Miller picks that up. 5-on-4 now. Plays it up to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick has it. Doubles back. Has it poked away. He's taken down. And Kirkpatrick tries to pick it back up. Going to be picked up by McLean. McLean plays it down to Gilbert. Gilbert back to McLean. McLean trying to get there. He fires. That's saved, picked up behind by Gilbert. Back to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick. Back to Miller. Miller. Oh, man. It's going to be picked up by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick doubles back. Kirkpatrick fires it deep. Canadians going for a change here, mostly. That's kept in by Markowski. Markowski still has it, plays it back. We're back even. That's Markowski. Markowski goes through the feet. Raiders going to play it off the wall. That's going to be picked up by Shepard and McShane. Gets played over. That's kept out. Comes back the other way. Stella trying to get a stick on it. Raiders have it in behind. They go into the slot. And that's a block shot by Hoyt. Hoyt trying to poke it forward, getting it to Stella. McShane takes it away. McShane has Markowski. Fires it up to Markowski in the neutral zone. Markowski plays it back. Looking for McShane. He has it. McShane has Stella and Markowski with him. McShane. Block shot. Rebound. Saved by the goalie. Good try by Stella there on the rebound. Face-off coming up for the Raiders zone with Miller, Scott, Gargano, McDougall, and Dara. Dara has that taken away by the Raiders. Raiders coming back the other way. Shot, nice stick by Scott. Picked up in behind by the Raiders. They double back. That's taken away, poked away. Raiders regain possession, go into the slot. And what a save by McFarland. McFarland with a great save there. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Gilbert, Kirkpatrick, McLean, Paisley, and Shepard. And off the draw. Kirkpatrick almost had a stick on that, but the Raiders will pick it up down low. Bouncing puck again, comes back to the D. Played out, picked up by Gilbert. Gilbert plays it up to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick chips it forward. Picks it up down low. Still has possession. Plays it back to the D. Paisley has it. He's going to fire out front. McLean trying to get there. Plays it to Gilbert. Raiders get it back. McLean gets it back. And Raiders get it, kept in by Shepard. Shepard plays it, and Raiders take it back. 2-on-1 here. Good play, good job. It's going to be picked up by Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick's going to find Gilbert in the neutral zone. Gilbert and McLean. Gilbert plays it forward. McLean trying to get there, but partial change for the Canadians here as the Raiders go. Tessier plays it up. That's intercepted by Markowski. And picked back up by McLean. Picked back up by Scott. Scott. To Markowski out front. Markowski picks it back up. Plays it back to Hoyt. Hoyt. Back to Markowski. Bouncing puck. Raiders pick it back up. That's Stella on the back check. Hoyt's going to pick that up down low. Raiders have it. They try out front. No one home. Markowski plays it up. Picked up in the neutral zone. They got a time for the Canadians as the Raiders are offside. Stretch pass to Markowski. Markowski tries to get it over to McShane. Kept in by McShane. Picked up down low by Markowski. Comes back to Paisley. Fires, block shot. That hurt. And that's stolen away from Tessier by Stella. Stella battling, picked up by McShane. McShane. Someone's got to help. Markowski keeps it in. Markowski trying to get it to Stella. Good stick. And the Raiders are going to get it out. And that's going to go on net. It's going to be left by Miller. Miller up to Markowski. Markowski plays it back to Stella. Picked up by McShane. Stick gets in it. Markowski tries to play it out front. Markowski picks it up again. Now Stella. Bouncing puck. Comes out to the Raiders. Good stick. Kept in. Nope. Gets it into the neutral zone. Paisley picks it up. Paisley under pressure. Bails it back to Miller. Miller. That comes back out. And now the Raiders. But Keegan Sella on the back check. And McFarland's going to hang on to that one. Ah, boy, Cam. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Gargano, McDougall, Dara, Miller, and Shep. Off the draw, it's going to be picked up by Hoyt. Hoyt plays it back to Shepard. Shepard to McDougall, intercepted. Saw that coming. Gargano plays it over, looking for Hoyt or Dara. Hoyt gets it to Dara. And Hoyt's going to pick it up. Plays it over to Shepard. Shepard again looks to get it to McDougall. McDougall plays it back to Shepard. Shepard down low. Going to pick it up to Dara. Dara comes back to Hoyt. Hoyt plays it back. Again, Shepard trying to get there. McDougall, Shepard, Gargano. Gargano plays it over. Dara trying to get there. And he does poke it. Is it going to make it? It does, into the neutral zone. D to D. Raiders go right back up. That's intercepted, though. Gargano has it. Gargano to Hoyt. Hoyt looking for Dara. Dara chips it forward. Now Dara trying to get it. Dara has it. Has McDougall with him. Has Gargano. Dara. And that's picked off by the Raiders. McDougall on the back check. Good play. McDougall steals that away. Has Kirkpatrick with him. Kirkpatrick and McLean. Kirkpatrick, he's going to fire. Glove save. And we'll head in to the Raiders zone for a face-off with 5:05 to play here. So we've got Scott, Miller, Gilbert, Kirkpatrick, and McLean. Gilbert off the draw, tries to get a stick on it. Kirkpatrick down low. Miller's going to pinch up. And McLean picks it up. Gets poked away again. Raiders are going to put it into the Canadiens bench, so we'll head into their zone once again for a face-off. Off the draw, Kirkpatrick gets it to Miller, and that gets picked up by Kirkpatrick, plays it to Scott. Scott fires it backhand towards the slot. Raiders pick it up. Gilbert on the back check. Good job, Gilbert. That's going to get played down low. Miller's going to pick it up. He tries to play it out. Raiders get a stick on it, but McLean, it goes back to Miller. Miller's going to play it over to Scott. That's going to come all the way around to Gilbert. Gilbert trying to clear the zone. And McLean with the assist. They do. Gets into the neutral zone. And now Kirkpatrick down low. Gilbert picks it back up. Gets it back. Kirkpatrick goes back to Gilbert. Gilbert's taken down. McLean picks it up. Gilbert's still trying to get up. The Raiders. Kirkpatrick gets a stick on that. Raiders still have possession. Gilbert now. Kirkpatrick keeps it in. Kirkpatrick fires it towards the net. Not much on it. Saved by the Raiders. Going back the other way through the neutral zone. And the Raiders are going to put it deep. Paisley tries to pick it up. It's going to be picked up and played around. Gilbert trying to get a stick on it. Played back low again. Picked up by Paisley. Paisley looking for some help. And saved by McFarland. Rebound picked up. Gilbert on the half wall. Plays it forward to Stella. And he's going to go change. Stella over to McShane. McShane picks it up down low. Has Stella with him. Looking for some help. Stella out to Markowski. And save. Nice try by Sam Markowski in the slot. Face off once again in the Raiders zone. McShane, Stella, Markowski, Scott, and Hoyt. Raiders clear it up. Scott gets a stick on that, plays it back down. Markowski has to get out in the feet. McShane picks it back up. Raiders fly it right back. That's picked up by McShane. McShane has Stella, plays it back to Markowski. Markowski plays it back down low. The Raiders regain possession, but Markowski's working along the boards here. Markowski and McShane still working here along the boards. Scott now. Tessier comes away with it, but it's poked back away by Markowski. Markowski comes away with it. And now Stella tries to get a stick on it, and rebound is a save. Good tries there by the Canadians. Good offensive pressure. Coming out, we will see Gargano, McDougall, Dara, Paisley, and Miller. Off the draw. Raiders go D to D in behind their net and start the breakout. That gets it into the neutral zone. Now down deep, and that's Paisley trying to muscle his way through. They go back to their D, and that's through everybody. Closing in on the last 2 minutes of this second period. Canadians will stick with these 5. Off the draw. It's going to get pushed deep into the Canadian zone. Miller now trying to get there. It's going to be Darrow picks it up. Miller. Some F-bombs coming from the Raiders bench. And that gets poked into the neutral zone. McDougall has that taken away. And that's going to get played into the neutral zone. Bouncing puck. McDougall trying to get there. McDougall. And that goes wide. That should be an icing call. And it is. So we'll head into the Raiders zone here for a face-off. Coming out for the Canadians is Kirkpatrick, McLean, Gilbert, Hoyt, and Shepherd. Off the draw, the Raiders are going to come away with it. Good stick there. Kirkpatrick keeps it in, plays it over to Gilbert. Gilbert now. Down low. Gilbert trying to get a stick on it. McLean. Gilbert has it. Gilbert still has it. Goes back to the D. That's going to be a shot. Blocked out front. Comes back to Hoyt. Hoyt. Kirkpatrick's going to take his spot. Down low. Bouncing puck once again. That's picked off. And that's going to be a penalty. And it's going to be a head contact, I believe, to Chasson. With 39 seconds to go here in the second period. Other box, buddy. Other box. So, for the power play, we're going to see Markowski, McShane, Stella, Hoyt, and Paisley. I guess the Raiders coaches want to have a conversation with the refs, so just hang tight. All right, looks like we're ready to go. Off the draw, Markowski to McShane to Stella, back to Markowski, back to Hoyt. Hoyt goes back to Markowski. Markowski back to Hoyt. He's going to fire it. It's a save, rebound, and oh, good try on the rebound attempt. Shot goes to, or sorry, blocked. McShane picks it up. McShane goes back to Paisley. Paisley's going to fire it. That's just wide of the net. Picked up by Hoyt. Hoyt down to Stella and right in front. And I think that's a goal. That boy Keeg. So power play goal for the Canadians. Keegan Stella puts another on the board. So 3 seconds here, and then we'll go for a quick flood. And that will be it for the second period. So 4-2 heading into the flood, and we will see everybody in a little bit. All right, third period action getting ready to start. Looks like we will be starting off with Stella, McShane, Markowski, and on the blue line, it's going to be Miller and Scott. 4-2 for your Fredericton Canadians over Edsa East Raiders. And we're just getting ready for puck drop. And people just keep walking in front of my screen, no problem. All right, off the draw. Gonna be poked forward by the Raiders. And good play there by Scott as he pokes that away. Down low, Scott plays it back. Miller goes up to the middle looking for Markowski. Markowski has it now. Markowski under pressure. Down low. Markowski plays it back. Looking for options. It's going to come back to Scott. Scott plays it back to McShane. McShane has that poked away and keeps it in. Raiders play it back again. Picked up by Scott. Scott's going to fire it down low. And Canadians had to tag up. They did. Stella down low. McShane trying to get a stick on it. And Markowski now. Markowski poking it away. Played out to McShane. McShane keeps it in. Raiders get it back. McShane still has it. Plays it down to Markowski. Markowski to McShane. McShane, save, rebound, save. And he's going to hang on to it. Face-off coming up in the Raiders zone. Gilbert, McLean, Kirkpatrick, Paisley, and Shepherd. Off the draw. Gilbert tries to get a stick on. It's going to come back. Gilbert's going to pick that up. Gilbert fires. Blocked out front. Push to the side. Gilbert down low. Raiders play it down the ice. That should be icing. And it is. Heading back down into the Raiders zone. The draw. Kirkpatrick tries to get a stick on that, but the Raiders have possession. They go for the cross ice pass. Shepherd working hard. Kirkpatrick on the back check. Nice hustle by Kirkpatrick to get that. Paisley now down low and McLean. And now Gilbert. They're going to play it down low. Shepherd takes it back, gets it to Paisley. Paisley off the wall, but it comes all the way back to Hughes. Shot through everybody. Save by McFarland. And it looks like Paisley will head to the penalty box. So we're heading to the penalty kill with Gargano, Scott, Dara, and Hoyt. Raiders with possession. Hughes, they go up high. Dara tries shot, saved by McFarland. And McFarland's going to hang on to it. Face off again in the Canadian zone. Off the draw, Gargano comes into the slot, and they get it out into the neutral zone. Dara pressuring. It's going to come back to Scott. Scott fires it back. Dara has it now. Dara has Gargano with him. Dara fires. That's wide of the net. Gargano's going to pick it up along the wall. Raiders get it back. They play it back, comes into the neutral zone. Scott, that shot goes wide. Dara trying to get there. Dara still trying to get it out. Working along the boards. Comes out and Gargano is going to fire it down the ice. Miller, McDougall, Shepard. That's going to be picked off by McShane. McShane's going to play it down low. McDougall picks it up in behind the net. McDougall just trying to cut time off here. McShane tries to get it back. Raiders. And Shepard gets a stick on that. Miller trying to be first man to the puck. He does. Raiders pick it up, though. They play it back down. Play it up top to Chasson. He's going to shoot. That's wide of the net. McDougall tries to get a stick on the rebound, but can't. Raiders get it back up. They go back up top to Chasson again. McShane trying to get a stick on it now. Shepard. They go back. 18 seconds left on the penalty kill here. Closing in on 10. And good job by Miller there. He tries to get a stick on it. Miller does. Steals it away. Miller goes off the wall. McShane fires it and finishes it. Canadians pull off that penalty kill. Raiders pick it up down low. McShane trying to get a stick on it now. Markowski comes back to Hoyt. LeBlanc now pushes that by Stella. Down low is Scott. Raiders pick it up. Hoyt gets a stick on it. It's coming up top. And a shot stopped out front. Another stop out front by Scott. Markowski now trying to get a stick on it. McShane, they're going to play it back to the D. Markowski, they get a stick on that. Raiders play it back to Hughes. He's going to play it back along the wall. Back down low. Hoyt gets a stick on that. Bouncing puck to Miller. Miller trying to get it out. Raiders steal it back. They're there at the thing. What a save by McFarland! Cam McFarland flashing the leather, steals that one away from the Raiders. Keeps this one 4-2. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone with Gilbert, McLean, Kirkpatrick, Shepard, and Paisley. Off the draw, it's Paisley who gets it, plays it down to Shepard. Shepard trying to get it around. Raiders steal it. Shepard still keeps it, though, plays it off the boards, was looking, comes back to Paisley. Paisley looking for Kirkpatrick. It's just ahead of him. Hughes gets there first. And another save by McFarland. Face-off coming up once again in the Canadian zone. We'll switch sides. Nope. Guess not. And off the draw, Miller's going to pick that up. Miller to Hoyt. Hoyt has it to Gilbert. Gilbert to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick now. Kirkpatrick still has it. Kirkpatrick down low. McLean trying to get it. It's going to come back to Hoyt. Hoyt. And that's poked away by the Raiders. And Miller now. Miller keeping his man out. And Kirkpatrick back in the fray. Chasson trying to play it. He goes back the other way. And Miller trying to get it. Pokes it away. Kirkpatrick pokes that away. And that's going to be picked up. Miller still has possession. Plays it to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick coming up through the neutral zone. Kirkpatrick still has it. Fires it deep. And goes for a change. Gilbert holding down the fort while they go for a change. That's going to be kept in. Fire blocked out front. Comes right back to Gilbert. Paisley now. And it's not going to make it for icing. Paisley's going to pick it up in the Canadian zone. Fires it up to McDougall. McDougall goes. Oh, it gets caught. It's in his pants. Right up into the pants. Face-off, I believe, should be outside the zone. Gargano, Dara, McDougall, Paisley, and Scott. That's going to come back to Paisley. Paisley plays it forward to Dara. Dara fires, save, and that's a save. Face-off coming up in the Raiders zone. Off the draw, it's going to come back to Paisley. Paisley fires. It's wide of the net, though. It's going to be picked up in the neutral zone by the Raiders. Scott playing his man, and now Gargano comes back, pokes that forward. Raiders have it in behind the net. That's poked away. Dara trying to get there. Dara has it. To Gargano. Bouncing puck comes back to the Raiders. That's going to be picked up by Scott. Scott loops it into the neutral zone. Picked up by the Raiders D. McDougall now trying to get there. They fire it the whole length of the ice, though. That should be icing. And it is. Face off down into the Raiders zone. McShane, Stella, Markowski, Shepard, and Hoyt. Off the draw, Markowski tries to play it back, but it's intercepted by the Raiders. Shepard gets it to McShane. McShane to Hoyt. Hoyt fires it to Markowski. Markowski gets it into the neutral zone, but it's picked up by the Raiders. Dixon goes back into the neutral zone. Good play by McShane. Markowski picks it up. He's got McShane with him. McShane, just out of reach. Plays it back to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Shepard. Shepard down low to Stella. Stella to Markowski. Markowski back to Stella. Intercepted. It's going to come back to Shepard. Shepard fires and save. And Markowski loses a stick there. He's going to try to get it back. Stella down low. Stella drives back. Sees McShane. Save Markowski. And that is a goal. Sam Markowski, Cappy Cap, putting one on for the Canadians. 5-2. Kirkpatrick, McLean, Gilbert, Miller, and Scott. Off the draw. Win by the Raiders. It's going to come back. Scott pokes that away. Oh, Gilbert just overskates it. And it gets played down low. Miller on the chase. Plays it over, finds McLean. McLean to Gilbert. Gilbert goes to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick plays it back to Miller. One-time shot. Goes off a leg. Smart play there by Miller and Kirkpatrick working together. Kirkpatrick says, I'll take that. Picks it up down low. Slot. Oh, good try by Gilbert. Down low. Gilbert tries to get a stick on it. It's going to kind of around. Miller's going to pinch up. Play it down low. Finds Gilbert again. Gilbert doubles back. Under pressure. Trying to get it over to Kirkpatrick. It goes all the way. Picked up by McLean. McLean chips it back. Kirkpatrick overskates it. McLean comes out. That's back to Miller. Miller fires. Save. Kirkpatrick making friends. Always making friends. Face off in the Raiders zone with Gargano, Dara, McDougall, Paisley, and Shepard. Off the draw, it's going to come back to Shepard. Shepard plays it down. It's intercepted, though. And, taken back by McDougall. Lucky break for the Canadians there. Down low, Dara trying to get a stick on it. Now McDougall trying to get there. He keeps it in. McDougall. And it's going to pop out. McDougall still muscling his way through to Paisley. Paisley fires. It goes off a stick and goes up off the boards. Raiders come back. And they go for the pass. Picked off by Dara. They get it back. Picked off once again. They get it back. It's like a ping pong ball here. Shot, save by McFarland. Oh. Face-off coming up in the Canadian zone. Off the draw, it's going to be Dara who gets a stick on it, but then it goes into the Raiders zone, or Raiders feet. Dara picks it back up. Dara trying to clear the zone, goes off a foot again, back to him. Goes wide to McDougall. McDougall to Gargano. Gargano trying to get there. Raiders take it back. Gargano still working hard. And McDougall. Raiders are going to put it back the other way. Quick pass. And now McDougall's on the back check. He steals that away. Plays it up to Gargano. Gargano trying to play it down. And McDougall's going to push that deep. And they're going to go for a full change here. Paisley holding down the fort. And McShane. Paisley plays it forward, looking to Stella. Stella plays it over to Markowski. Markowski has Stella with him. Stella trying to get there, just out of reach. He's going to play it back to Hoyt. Hoyt's going to fire. Goes off the end of a stick and just wide. Raiders pick it up. And now Scott on the back check. Good play. Stella trying to get there. They go back to the D. They go D to D. Hughes has it now. He's going to fire. That goes wide of the net. Raiders pick it back up. Scott trying to get a stick on it. McShane in to assist. McShane looking for Markowski. It's going to be on net. They're going to play it back. Markowski trying to get there. Markowski and Stella pressuring. Markowski steals that away to Stella. Stella back to Markowski. Markowski plays it back to Hoyt. Hoyt out front. Save. Markowski picks up the rebound. And the Raiders get it to the half wall and into the neutral zone. Hoyt playing LeBlanc. Plays that. Blocks that. It's going to come back to Stella. Stella fires it to Markowski. It's just wide. Raiders pick it back up. Stella trying to get a stick on it. LeBlanc. That's played down low. Picked up by Miller. Miller doubles back. Plays it over to Hoyt. Hoyt to Stella, or to McShane. Up to Gilbert. Raiders are going to get there. Off the bench, Paisley. And now, nice job. Oh, Gilbert runs into a Raider sandwich there. Miller picks it back up. And now McLean has it. McLean to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick gets tied up. Oh, that's a penalty. And Kirkpatrick went down hard there, and the boys don't like it. You're good, bud. You're good. So Raiders are going to go to the box. For the body contact. Canadians will head to the power play. So out for the power play will be Gargano, McDougall, Dara, Miller, and Paisley. Off the draw. Miller has it. Plays it down to McDougall. McDougall down low to Dara. Dara tries to get it out front. He's pushed up against the boards. Gargano trying to assist. Gets it to Dara. Gets it to McDougall. Less than 2 minutes left in the game here. Miller back to McDougall. McDougall over to Paisley. Paisley plays it back to McDougall. Fires, trying to get it to Gargano. Intercepted. Paisley picks it up. He fires from the point. Bouncing puck out front. Gargano tries to sneak it in. Plays it over to McDougall. Miller plays it back to McDougall. McDougall plays it down to Dara. Dara trying to get it to Gargano. It's blocked by the Raiders. Gargano picks it up, and the Raiders get it there. And that's going to go the full length of the ice. And we're in a last minute of play here in the game, folks. Paisley picks it up, plays it back to Miller. Miller to Stella. Stella has Markowski with him. McShane. Stella driving. Stella to Markowski. Markowski back to Shepherd. Back to Markowski. Markowski. Stella. And saved by the goalie. 40 seconds left in the game. 26 seconds left in the power play. 5-2 for the Canadians. McShane, Markowski, Stella, Hoyt, and Shepherd. Off the draw, quick shot. It's wide and high of the net. It's going to rim around the boards, but Hoyt's going to pick it up in the neutral zone. Goes D to D to Shep. Shep finds McShane. McShane pokes it forward to Markowski. Markowski drives, and that's a goal! Sam Markowski with another one. So face-off coming up here. 22 seconds to go in the game. Kirkpatrick, McLean, Gilbert, Miller, and Scott. That's McLean who pushes it forward. Raiders pick it up. Kirkpatrick tries to steal that away. Raiders into the neutral zone, and the call is offside with 10 seconds to go. So Canadians back in action tomorrow. No time off for these kids. Going up to Heartland to take on the Bulls tomorrow afternoon. And off the draw. It's a scramble. Kirkpatrick trying to get a stick on it. Kirkpatrick plays it back. Kirkpatrick, he's taken down. And that's the end of the game. Canadians with another win. Oh, that was nice. McLean takes a bump at the end of the game. That's all right. So once again, we will see everybody tomorrow afternoon as we take on the Bulls. See everybody then.